Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly InSalt.
Welcome.
It's episode 299.
Wow, that's scary.
That is scary.
I've been waiting a long time to see that number on the screen.
Big celebration coming up. Well, I mean, not celebration.
I asked you guys what you want to do, and you were like, I don't know. Yeah, you did, which we'll have something special planned.
We're just going to have an open bar.
Oh.
What else is new?
Yeah, it'll just be a great show. Is there a beer in that fridge?
Let me look.
All right. I don't know if there is.
You can grab me one, too, if there is one.
I'm
pretty sure there is.
I hope so.
Unless you and... Did you guys
James
drink it all?
Are
you fucking...
He's the one that brought them all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm good.
Oh, there's beer in there. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna
$2.99.
I'm gonna put my water in some place where we can make sure we don't have any equipment left for the rest of the season. Episode 300 is ruined by me spilling water on the sound equipment.
We're done.
Yeah. My name is Wade Lassen. If you're a first-time listener, for those of you who know me from all the other 299 episodes, hi. I'm also joined with Laura.
Hey.
Laura Coppola.
Yes.
Dictator of Sound, Kurt Wallstrom.
That's me.
And we've got Ches in studio today.
Hey, how's it going?
I was out of town over the weekend, which is always rough. We're recording on the 12th, so when you're hearing this, it's yesterday. Mm-hmm. But that's because, I
you deserve
have to
a
have vacation sometimes, too, which was great because right when I left, I had a fever of 100 degrees.
That sucks. Awesome. But you sound better now.
I'm much better now, yeah. I went down to St. George and
see the moms and the pops.
Yeah, you have to. I'm going to go down there again anyway, I think, over the holidays. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to promise my parents anything if they listen to this before then.
It's on air now.
Well, I said I'm not going to promise.
You should go down next month.
Go down at the end of January and be like, oh, I thought it was Christmas. But one thing that was really fun to do, and Ches knows a little bit about this, is that you and the listeners do too. I bought a Tacoma TRD Pro at the beginning of the year in February, and it's been an awesome truck. I love it, but I've always wanted one of those, right? Everybody has their opinion on a truck or a Jeep or whatever, right? Everybody just get what you want, right? If it's a Dodge Ram, we'll think less of you. That's fine.
Hey, I used to drive a Dodge Ram.
I think less of you, and that's fine. I don't actually, but I've been slowly getting into, let's take a little more off-road. You buy a new car, and I don't immediately want to be like, let's abuse it.
Right.
But at the same time, it's under warranty. It's kind of the best time to test the advertisement, right? Everybody's seen the ad. Yeah. They're running over boulders that are at least the size of, Maine. You know what I mean? They're not Texas-sized boulders, but they're big. You've seen the commercials.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like an exexaggeration. Maine's pretty big still.
Yeah, but compared to Texas...
Rhode Island, maybe?
Maybe Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the small islands of Hawaii.
But, you've seen the truck commercials too, Kurt, because we've talked about this, where it's like a Ford commercial or a Toyota commercial for that matter. But when I'm driving on a dirt road and I see that big loose rock in the middle of the trail, I don't drive into it. I drive around it. But in all the commercials, they're like, shit, just drive into it, man. Yeah. Our truck's good enough. And so I kind of decided on your recommendation, Ches, that I was going to take my mom and dad to Sand Hollow, which in St. George, Sand Hollow is sand dunes. Not like big hills of sand, right? There's some rocks in between. A lot of rocks are up there anyway, a lot of lava rock. But enough that you're going to have to drive your truck, And I was like, oh, I've been on dirt roads before. How hard would it be? My mom didn't enjoy it too much. She loved taking the pictures, but it wasn't her cup of tea, I don't think, which is okay. But have you ever done anything like that with your Jeep? Have you been to the top of the world at Sand Hollow?
No, I haven't been to Sand Hollow.
Okay. I think you need to come down to St. George.
But you didn't make it all the way to the top, right?
I think I probably would have, but I didn't want to subject my mom to 2 hours of that kind of abuse in the back seat of the truck. Yeah. My dad and I, we were having an okay time. I was nervous not because I didn't think I would make it, but because I'm paying for it, the equipment.
Right.
And so I'm thinking well, I haven't really had a truck until now, so I don't want to push the limit and then find out what the limit is right now.
Right?
Don't want to get towed out of here, even though it would have been a great excuse to call Matt's Off-Road Recovery and have him be on the show. I've been fine with that. I would have tipped him extra well as a prepayment for being on the show. But it was interesting driving a truck in a sand dune for the first time. I learned a lot
Yeah.
about how as soon as you hit the sand, your car becomes a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it's
like when I
cool.
drove my Jeep through the big giant mud puddle. I
It
was
became
a
a
little bit
boat.
scared. Yeah, it became a boat. Yeah.
You wouldn't have gotten stuck. And there was a point where the truck got stuck, but it was on a hill, so I just put it in reverse, and then you just reversed
Just
down the
went
sand
backwards,
hill.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Mhm.
And with all the computers and stuff like that in a Jeep or a truck these days, you've got crawl control and
Mhm.
four-wheel low and shit that can get you out of there without even having to push the gas pedal.
Yeah.
But, Ches, you did recommend that. Great recommendation.
Good.
I learned a lot about the truck,
Very good.
but I did shit a little bit. Because I was like,
What
if
scared
I-
you the most?
hurting my truck? Because I'm like, well, it just hit 7,000 miles. Do I really want to bust something? Like, do I want to break an axle? And, like, of course, it's not getting in the sand, right?
Well, I was saying, you just watched that video of him taking a short bus
They took
up
it-
to the top of the
yeah.
world. So
Matt's off-road recovery bought a short bus and didn't modify it at all and drove
And they made it all the way
They
up?
made it all the
Huh,
way. They had to
okay.
be winched out once because they got high centered on
Mm.
something that he probably should have went over anyway. But
yeah, he got height centered on some rocks, but it was like, yeah, that was,
Yeah.
that was. So I'm like, if he's doing it in a 2-wheel drive short school bus,
Mhm.
your TRD Pro is going to be just fine.
would you ever take your truck, Kurt, into Sand Hollow?
I've never been there, so
I think that next time we go down there in your truck, I'm going to direct you to the parking lot, and I'm going to let you sit at the road before you get into the sand dunes. Dude, it looks intimidating when you're in the driver's seat. You just look ahead and you're like,
is it like just straight up or?
so it's a recreational area,
Mhm.
and so it's all sand dunes, but a lot of side-by-sides go up there, and I don't think necessarily need paddle tires at all, but there's definitely like bank turns and stuff where the side-by-sides are a lot lighter than your
Oh,
truck
yeah.
with way bigger, way wider tires, and so they kind of float on the sand a little more. When you've got skinnier tires and a lot more weight, you sink a lot
Sink a
more.
little bit, yeah.
But truck did great. Never got stuck.
Did you go around all the rocks, or did you just go right through them?
You could choose either way.
Yeah. No, what did you do?
I chose the path of whatever wasn't going to make my mom be a pinball
Okay.
in the back
Okay.
seat.
That makes sense.
So, like, sometimes if I could avoid the rocks, I would, or else I'd go slow. A really nice guy. We pulled in the parking lot, and I'd never been top of the world before. I'd been to Sand Hollow, but I have no idea how to get there. It's a mess of trails and bank turns. You can kind of find a path, but sometimes you just go over a bank turn and hope just you have enough speed,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's the thing though too. Those dunes are always changing.
Yeah, all the time. If there's a windstorm,
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing's different.
Yeah,
So he was nice enough. He said, I'm meeting my buddy up here, but if you've never been, then just follow me real quick. My buddy will catch up. We're in side by side, so you can just take your time and make it up to the top of the world, but I can always turn around and go back real quick. No problem. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you. He went way ahead and was doing all the bank turns and stuff, and me being in my truck, now all of a sudden I'm in the position of like, I want to follow this guy.
I want to do a bank
And
turn.
I'm like, I want to hit that bank turn, and it doesn't work that way.
No.
Because the truck's really heavy, and so the sand just goes, and then you end up like, oh shit, I can't steer anymore, But I was doing pretty decent, and eventually you could tell that the guy on the side by side was like, it's right there.
Yeah, look.
And you look in the distance, and on the top of the world there's this signpost that has a bunch of wooden directional posts on it to tell you where everything is, or maybe not. I don't know. I didn't make it up there, but it would look like a tiny toothpick in the distance. And we'd been driving for about a half an hour, 45 minutes at
Yeah.
this point. And I love my mom to death. Love you, Mom. I was like, oh, it's way up there? Okay, maybe we can make it. My mom's like, we can turn around.
I'm ready to go home
And
now.
that to me, because I know my mom and I'm kind, I'm like, that means that she doesn't want to endure the amount of bumpiness that it's going to
Jostling,
take to
yeah.
get up there.
Mhm.
And it was intimidating for me because I never had my truck in that environment. So now I'm like, yeah, we should turn around. And then we went back, got out just fine, no problems making it back. But then we started doing what the Tacoma really excels in, and we found some dirt roads that were fairly well groomed. Dude, I was taking that shit at like 50, and it was awesome. And you know how like you see washouts in St. George where you normally you'd slow down? I was just like, whatever, and just boom, boom. And I was like, this is what this is made for. So the fun part for me was learning a little bit more about the truck that I bought and the limits and what I can and can't do, and then exploring. And I think, like, who these days goes exploring? We went on that one 4x4 trip out through the train tunnel.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
It was out by...
That was when I
was
first got comfortable in my Jeep.
Yeah, it was. How much did you learn when you went
hill.
out? Yeah. You almost got too
all of
comfortable.
them.
Like, we're going to lose Laura today.
I learned a lot about it. I was very insecure about what it could do and what it couldn't do, and that was my learning trip. So.
Yeah, and you don't know that until you get out there. Yeah. What's the gnarliest thing you've done in your Jeep, Chaz?
In my current Jeep?
Your current. Or off-roading in general, then.
Oh. I've done some gnarly trails in Moab with one of my built Jeeps that I had.
So you did rock crawling.
Oh, yeah, total rock crawling. I mean, I had one, air lockers, front and rear, super low geared. I mean, you trailered this thing to the trails.
Just straight up torque.
Yeah, so it would go in first gear, 4 low, maybe 2 miles an hour, max speed.
Yeah.
So, but I've done, some gnarly ass trails down in Moab.
That was the thing that scared me. That's why I will probably take me forever to go rock crawling in the truck that I bought, because I know that's when you
can really
bang up your truck.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you're scratching on the side of things.
Even roll it if
you can roll it if you don't know what you're doing. But it did make me think that I was like, I need either Kurt or Ches down here to either sit in the car with me or have their trucks to like follow along, so that we have the same experience. That would be fun. I don't think it was. Don't take your mom on that, because I don't think it's that type of thing. What we did the rest of the day was awesome.
What'd you do the rest of the day?
Went and saw I had Onyx Off-Road, the app. I don't pay for it. I just had the free trial. And then there was things like a little Black Rock Mountain petroglyphs.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Let's go check that out. And there was a rock quarry in the middle of the road, so you couldn't go through it. We had to go around it. But being in the truck, we got around it. And then after all the jostling around, we got to get out of the car and walk and go read plaques and look at these historic sites. And I was like, that is actually cool. And then I would be like, okay, we can go back. And then my mom would be like, well, it's pretty early. We should see if we can find one other place.
Oh, oh cool.
Yeah. And so then I was like, well, there's this dirt road we can take to Fort Pierce and some dinosaur footprints.
Oh, that would be
She's
super
like,
cool.
let's go find that.
All right.
So yeah, we went out there and, and ended up just exploring all around kind of St. George and around Mesquite. We went way out west or south of Mesquite past Scenic. And when you're in Mesquite and you look south, there's those big mountains across the valley.
Yeah.
Like, whoever goes out there, we went out there just
cool.
to be like, let's go see what's up there. And we made it to...
Did you find any dinosaur footprints?
We did.
You did?
Were
they huge?
No, not as big as you think.
Huh.
They were from dinosaurs that are about the average size of a human.
Oh.
But their talons were in like a wash in St. George. They'd been studied and eroded and things like that, but you could see them.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that it reminded me of being a kid again, Like, we took the little walk out there, didn't expect much. When I saw the dinosaur prints, I was like, whoa, I wish I would have brought my paintbrush to dust away the dirt and see what else I could find.
Right?
Well, did you ever, as a kid, go out to Vernal for the dinosaur stuff?
I think
been
I
there
probably
once,
did.
Yeah.
I have a very specific memory of going to the original, or I guess it might not be the original, but the old Natural History Museum, and they probably have it in the new one, but they have the sandbox with the fake bones.
They have it in the new one.
Yeah, so you can go and brush it. Like, I remember as a kid being like, this is crazy. I want to do this when I grow up. In hindsight.
I don't think it pays well.
Glad I didn't. Yeah. It would have probably been way rewarding, even if it didn't pay well. But I don't know. I thought they showed some pictures of them doing the dinosaur tracks out there. And it's these people that I'm sure are very passionate about it, but they're out there studying this and like camping out there, and you're out there for a month or whatever studying it. Good for them.
Yeah.
It was just cool to go out and explore. And I don't think we get to do enough of that, like especially during the wintertime here. I was thinking maybe I could find an amateur like off-road group where they're not like, we're going to go crazy, man. You should lift that 6 inches, dude. How much money you got in your bank account? Because we're going to spend it all.
Well, aren't there's sand dunes in Delta, is it? Or somewhere down south?
Sand Mountain.
So is that Sand Mountain?
Right?
Well, there's out by, past Tooele, there's sand dunes.
There is some out there, you're right. And then what's south is
and then there's is it, what did it say, Dale, but I don't think that's right.
But what I'm realizing is that I had the best time just exploring.
That's fun.
That
It was
is
just
always
cool,
fun.
like, even if we didn't come across anything, just get out of the truck and look around, and I'm like, man, like you don't see this from I-15, you know. And I didn't think I'd ever do that.
My favorite thing is rock hounding. I love looking for geodes.
Yeah.
Just unique rocks. I have fossils
Yeah, you
that
can
I've
find that
collected over
anywhere.
the years.
You just got to get off the road and drive. But all that aside, that was in St. George, and I know that there's probably somebody listening being like, man, you should have talked about this at springtime, which I agree.
Well, it was
Because
nice
in the
in St.
wintertime,
George, right?
oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
fine. But up here, it's when I drove back in the valley, I saw the black cloud of smog,
Yeah.
like from miles and miles and miles away. I'm like, ugh.
I'm just going to turn around and go back.
I thought about it. Nice blue skies, red rocks. It's all sunny. It wasn't super warm. It's like 50s, but
Well,
cool breeze.
That's nice. 50's
too bad.
nice.
But what can you do in the wintertime like that? How can you explore in the wintertime? Snowshoe? Can you go four-wheeling in the wintertime, or do I need like special tires and shit?
An igloo. Build an igloo.
Yeah.
You can.
Build an igloo where?
In the mountains.
You want to go with me?
No.
Yeah, okay, then, exactly.
The other easy way to build the igloo.
Just get one of those molds.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, and then you use the picnic benches at the picnic tables.
Oh, that's funny.
That's true.
That is the easy way.
Oh, Boy Scout tricks.
That is a Boy Scout trick. What did you guys get up to while I was gone? I mean, I had a great time. It was great to get away. I'm the type of person that when I was telling Laura this, when I go away for vacation, I go away from everything. And no offense, but that includes like sometimes my friends. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not going to answer your text message. I see it, but I'm on vacation, so like
leave me alone.
I can't do anything about it. There are very few people I answer for, and 3 of them are in this room. I answered your phone call, Chaz, while I was down there. I answered your phone
I
call
timed
on my way
mine for
back.
when I knew you were
And
going to be
Kurt,
driving
I answered
back.
Kurt's, and then the text you sent me was funny, and that's when I called you and was like, "Oh, you think I'm back in the valley?" He's like, "Come get your shit out the back of my truck. It'll be at the bar." And I'm like, "Okay, I said it on the phone. I'm like, that's a weird place for it, but I'll come pick it up." And he's
When I
like,
get
"Okay."
back.
And then he sent me a message and said, "Please come get it out of my truck." And I was like, "Oh shit, he thinks I'm back in Salt Lake." And then I called him. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I thought you were back in Salt Lake."
Yeah, dude, I thought you came back.
Yeah, but it was nice to get away.
Yeah. I've just been recovering from my surgery.
Yeah, how's that been going?
Sucks.
Will you tell the people what happened? Like
How
just
I
to-
injured it?
Yeah, just start from the beginning.
All right. So I injured it opening a jar.
Of lube.
No. Spaghetti sauce.
Arguably could be used.
And I wound up injuring my tendons, getting trigger finger in my thumb. What they thought might be a cyst in the bottom of my joint ended up being the tendon that was ruptured and balled up down there. So
Yeah.
had to go through some reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, that
Ended
doesn't
up-
happen to people every day.
No. Out of work for a while, but I'm bored as hell.
How
but
does
yeah.
it feel?
It doesn't hurt. The stitches are driving me nuts.
Itchy?
Itchy.
Yeah,
Very itchy.
because your
at
whole
this point.
hand is wrapped up.
It is, yeah.
But it's not like, is it like a cast? Is it splinted up and everything?
It's a splint on this side, so it's part cast, part wrap. So
Okay, so it's not like a full-on hard cast.
no, it's not. And they had to keep the thumb loose so I can
Move it just a
move it
little
a little bit, but keep the rest of the thumb stable so I don't rip the tendon, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they did a graft.
They
right?
did. They had
Yeah.
to take tendon out of my wrist
And put it on,
and
into
put
your
it in
thumb.
my thumb. Mhm.
Do you have to
Yes.
like wrap that in a plastic bag to take showers and stuff?
I bought this cast cover thing.
Oh, okay.
And you slip your whole arm into it, and it comes up to here, and then you pull it down a little bit. And
Is it like an arm
cinches.
condom?
It is like an arm condom.
All right.
Keeps the water out, keeps the cast dry. No infection.
Do you have to replace it every time?
No, they're reusable.
Okay. Not unlike condoms, guys. Don't
don't
get any
listen.
ideas.
Yeah,
Those are not reusable.
reusable.
I
Like you
know.
just turn them inside out.
Oh God.
It had to happen. I'm proud. I'm proud you did that.
I bought 2 of them just in case,
In case one of them
One of them
fails.
fails.
So every guy does that. Okay. Now I have to ask. And was somebody going to say something? Because I felt like it was going to be a great joke. Was that you, Chaz?
No.
Oh, was it Kurt?
I think it was Kurt.
Were you going to say something?
Oh, man. If you were, I knew it would be a zinger too, dude. Shit.
So yeah, there's so many things that you need your dominant hand for that I never realized.
We have to ask the question that all of the listeners already know we're going to ask, and it's going to be about poop. And I'm sorry, how do you wipe your ass?
I bought a bidet.
That answers the question.
It's not working yet, so
that's what that smell is.
I've showered a lot.
Puerto Rican bidet.
Yeah.
That's not a racial thing. It's just a joke.
But yeah, I mean, just basic things. I tried to bake some frickin' banana muffins, and they turned into hockey pucks.
Yeah, because it's your right hand.
Yeah,
it's
my
your
right hand is my
hand.
dominant hand. Yeah.
I guess you're learning how to be ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Well, I've knocked over multiple cups of water.
One tonight.
two at the bar. I'm supposed to get a sippy cup.
No, she's not drunk yet. She just can't.
It's
Has
just
your
water.
credit card company called you being like, we're not sure who's authorizing these charges?
Oh my goodness. So funny story. Today, I get a Christmas card. My annual Christmas card from Pops. And so I'm just going to mobile deposit it. And I signed my name on the back of it, endorsed it. And my bank didn't recognize my signature.
They actually brought it up.
Yeah, so it wouldn't accept the deposit. And so I had to re-sign it underneath my other signature and retried it like 3 times. I was so frustrated. I'm like, I'm just going to go to the damn bank. But I finally got it to go through.
That's crazy because society doesn't think that you're all of a sudden going to lose your dominant hand.
Yeah, it sucks.
And you had to take time off work because you work on a computer all day.
3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks recovery. I have to go through hand therapy.
I wonder what that involves.
I don't know.
Get your minds out the gutter.
No.
I was thinking shadow puppets.
That probably would be good.
I'm going to guess.
Or making
those what is that hand exercise machine thingy?
Grip trainer?
Yeah, the grip. Yeah, maybe one of those. I don't know.
Kung Fu grip, maybe get it.
Stress balls.
Stress balls.
You've got plenty of those.
I do.
I've seen the bowl. That's a really weird thing to collect. Maybe.
They're all from work. Long story. Another time. But yeah, I do have a full giant bowl of stress balls. So. So I don't know. I go to see the therapist on Friday.
Well, hopefully you get better quick and it heals quick because just from me going down to St. George being sick, it sucks. When you get sick, when you're healthy, you take it for granted kind of because you get used to that. And then when you get sick or have a surgery or something, once you feel better, you realize like how helpless you were in a way. You're like, man, I don't ever want that to happen again.
And I had good intentions of prepping a lot of meals in advance so I can just pop them in the microwave. That never happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course not.
So, yeah, my kitchen's been a wreck.
You ever had surgery on anything, Wade?
Just my wisdom teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you?
I have not. Not even my wisdom teeth.
Man,
my
you're
tonsils.
lucky, dude. You're lucky because hopefully one day, I mean, it's only a matter of time for all of us, right? At some point, I feel like everybody's going under the knife.
I almost did.
For
have
what?
surgery for my kidney stone.
The kidney stone. Yeah.
But that wasn't really like a knife cut.
Lasers.
They would go in a different way.
Through your ass?
Very intrusively.
No, you can't get to your kidneys through your ass.
The way you said it, mate, you were excited, man.
Well, they were going to go up the front butt.
The front butt.
Butt. Yeah, I mean, like, going under anesthesia is never fun. It's always scary.
No, when
I got a little bit
wisdom...
morbid beforehand. I was telling everybody my last wish is my daughter, Drew. Drew's like, Laura, stop.
Yeah,
you're being extremely morbid.
This will be the easiest you ever fall asleep in your life. It's going to be great. It's like a forced nap. Only you wake up and you feel violated for some weird reason. But that's like the anesthesia. When I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I cried when I woke up. And it's because they did the whole thing. I was a kid. They were like, countdown from 99. I'm like, 99. Gone. I'm just gone, dude. And then I woke up in a different room, and my mouth was packed full of gauze. I'm like, and then I just start bawling. And the nurse comes in. She's like, don't worry, it happens to everybody. And thank God for nurses. You all do a great job,
They do.
But at the same time, what you tell me doesn't mean shit in that moment. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it wasn't that bad.
I would say, have you ever had conscious sedation?
No.
You know what that
That's
is, right?
weird.
I mean, like, you can't feel anything, but you're awake.
Basically, yeah.
It's like you're in sleep
You don't
paralysis.
remember.
You don't remember anything, but if they need you to do anything, you're still able to do it. So
That sounds horrific.
yeah, but then it's just like,
You forget everything, though, when you wake up.
yeah, there is no memory in between. So it is like regular,
All right, Ches, bend your
anesthesia.
knee.
Yeah.
Bend your other knee. Go to the ATM.
Exactly. Walk.
This procedure is actually going to cost you $10,000. Sorry.
Where's your checkbook? Yeah, so that's it for me. Just recovering.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You said you were bored.
I am bored.
How are you occupying your time?
Oh, I cannot watch any more TV. However, that brings me up to a point. Watched a movie. I don't know if you guys, I need to bring up the name of it again because it freaked me out. But I've watched a lot of movies. Mm-hmm. I watched one yesterday called, it's on Netflix, Leave the World Behind.
Okay.
Have any of you heard about this movie?
Have not.
Have not. So the premise is how to create civil war with 3 basic maneuvers and have the people destroy themselves. So society fails.
Yeah. Kind of what's been happening in the United States for a long time.
Yeah. But it was like
My opinion.
so convincing that I watched the whole movie and I got really freaked out. So create chaos, a blackout, loss of communication, create fear, and people just start killing each other.
Well, there's a huge jump you made.
Well,
there.
no, so it's like survival, I guess, of the fittest, maybe. But a coup, they call it the coup. I forgot how to say it.
Coup d'etat.
Coup d'etat. Yeah. So it's without any military involvement, and it was a cyber attack, and the people just collapsed all on their own within a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And I think it could really happen. It scared me.
No, it is, because if you think about it, what basic needs do we need to communicate? Probably the internet is important.
Absolutely.
And cell phones.
Any communication.
But the internet and cell phones run mainly off of the power grid.
Yeah.
So power grid's super important.
Yep.
Go ham radio.
You can go ham radio, but you better have some extra car batteries laying around.
Yeah.
Well, and there were some things that were happening that created really crazy behavior from animals, wildlife, which, I don't want to spoil the movie too much.
Don't spoil it.
But yeah.
How plausible do you think it is for
I think
that
it's
to happen?
extremely plausible.
1 to 10.
10.
10. It's going to happen.
It scared me that much. Just to think about some of the things that did take place and how quick it happened. I don't want to spoil the ending. Ending was good. Does leave it open, in my opinion, for a sequel. So.
Okay. So on a Kurt Tomato scale, how many tomatoes would you give it?
Like
The Kurt Tomato scale means how many tomatoes you're going to throw at the movie theater screen.
0.
Okay.
Really?
Wow. That good.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Better than Barbie.
Oh, yeah, way better than Barbie. It even though it scared me, I sat there and couldn't walk away even to get a snack, which is really unusual for me.
And you could just watch it on Netflix. You could have just paused it too.
Yeah, I could have, but I was
It is
very
on
interested.
Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
What's it called again?
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World. Check it out.
And I think it doesn't make it any better with what's going on in the world today, is that we see that in the news and in Israel and Gaza and Ukraine. It's like the Ukrainian thing, I think, hit everybody a little bit harder because that was the first thing when everybody's like, what the fuck? But it was everybody's living their normal, peaceful lives. And then all of a sudden Russia's like, here we come. And then all of a sudden you're uprooted, right? And if you don't want to leave, you don't have to, but it's probably not going to be the best decision.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? I mean, I don't know. I hope it never happens.
I hope not
to us, but it is. The reality is
makes me want to dig out my basement and put a bunker in, though.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to. The basement's already dug out.
It's not quite.
It's not deep enough.
Deep enough or bunker proof enough.
Oh, you should do a 70s pit in your basement.
What is that? Does it have a dance floor and a disco ball?
I was going
Probably
somewhere
not,
completely different.
The 70s swinger pit.
Yeah, my parents had a pit in their old house. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stepdad,
Cave?
The guy we had on last week's episode,
Yeah.
he's when in the house, he's like, asked my mom, he's like, can I put a pit in the basement? And my mom's like, what? And he took that as a yes and just started digging.
As any man should, honestly.
Well, she didn't say no.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
And he had this 6-foot pit that was it was an open pit in the basement that he lined with concrete and put a TV down there in a beanbag.
Yep.
It was awesome.
How big was the pit?
Okay, I want to know too now.
How big was it?
Like,
Yeah.
area.
It was probably, it was a long time ago. So if I had to guess, it's 10 feet.
Okay.
So I would
Oh.
say what? Probably 10 by 10, 8 by 8.
Yeah, 10 by 10. Yeah, 10 foot by 10 foot, and then there was a fireplace, and there's some
Can't
stairs
imagine-
that went down, and
Well, back then you probably didn't need a permit for it. Can't imagine it was exactly. Maybe back then it was legal. I don't know.
I don't know.
Was it covered or just an open
It
pit?
was just an open pit.
Just more stairs.
Yeah, just more stairs.
You just
So,
go
yeah.
down into the.
Like
you
a
go
sunken
downstairs,
living room kind of
and
thing?
then you go
Yeah,
down.
Okay.
well, no, you go down, and then
Uh-huh.
there's a living room, and then there's this pit that went down even
Huh.
further, and there was a rail that kept people from falling into it.
Oh, okay, safety.
But
Safety
You have
first.
to have it.
yeah,
Dude, that sounds awesome.
it was.
I'm getting a bunker next.
I think that we can install a bunker at your
Mhm.
house. I think that'd be great.
I think we
Although
all
I
need
don't
one.
know. I feel like the old apocalypse stuff, if
Mhm.
a nuclear bomb hit and I had a bunker in my backyard, do I really want to be in that bunker for years?
I think the purpose of these bunkers was to keep yourself from getting killed from
Yeah,
by
instead
your
of people-
neighbor,
yeah, yeah.
to steal whatever you have.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, watch it.
Yep. We're going to go right back, or we're going to go on a break. But before we go on break, I just want to let you guys know the price of ammunition's going up. We'll be right back. And we're not back. We've got an advertisement this week, which we haven't done in a long time. But you might have noticed in the description, if you read that we've been putting the Pearl on Main in there. And we've been to a few shows
We have
there.
yeah, great venue.
Great
Mhm.
venue. Very, very intimate, I would say. They've got a couple shows coming up. If you want to go see them, their address is
7711 South Main Street in Midvale.
they've got a couple shows this week coming up. If you're listening to this at a later date, don't worry about it. December 15th is Backspun. The doors will open at 7 p.m. And on the 16th, they've got DJ Abilities. Doors also open at 7 p.m. It's best if you go to thepearlonmain.com, order tickets early. If not, you can always show up at the door, and they'll be happy to help you out there. But go check out our friends at the Pearl on Main at
7711 South Main Street in
and
Midvale.
maybe you'll see us there.
Yeah,
And we're back for real this time.
for reals.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the ad. They do help us out a lot. We love them. They're doing a great thing in Midvale. Check them out for sure.
Yeah.
Also, don't run out and buy ammo. I know we ended the break on like, the price of ammo, we're going up, but you don't really need to. I think that we're pretty lucky where we're at now. Although I did hear the prices of ammo going up. I don't know. Ches, you've got your finger on the pulse more than I do when it comes to that.
It's not on the pulse anymore, really.
I'm getting some for my bunker.
Yeah. How much? Are you going to do like
I don't know.
Rocky Mountain Gun Show, 2 semis full?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to hijack the semis.
You know, speaking of things changing, I'd say, I think that it's pretty common knowledge now that we're basically getting the Olympics in 2034. Like, I don't think that they've officially
Is it
announced
a-
we're getting it, but we're the only people, as far as the last article that I've read,
Mhm.
that have put in for it. You know, like nobody else has.
I haven't
I'm
looked.
pretty
so-
sure that we got it.
I don't know if it's official. I never saw anything official, but I think that we just assume it's going to be official. Yeah, maybe you can verify that if it is official.
I think it's officially unofficial.
Officially unofficial. Yeah, it might be that.
It's just the formality hasn't occurred, I believe.
Which I think that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Along with that comes a lot of things. If you lived here during the 2002 Winter Olympics,
I did.
I did too, you'll know that comes with, and I know it's hard to believe, if you're new to Utah or you haven't lived here during the 2002 Winter Olympics, it comes with more construction
Yeah.
than we already have.
I don't even think it's ended
I
yet.
think there's a plan to expand I-15 again.
I'm going to double decker it.
Some people are saying they're going to
Uh-uh.
double decker it. There's no way that's going to pass. Like, what are we going to become, San Francisco?
Double decker?
I think that's like a fun urban legend.
Yeah.
It's like the big earthquake, you know?
Yeah.
And hopefully, if they do double decker the freeway, that's when we'll have the big earthquake.
Knock on wood.
Because then it would be the whole San Francisco
Yeah.
thing all over again.
It says here the International Olympic Committee members voted Sunday to formally award both the 2030 and 2034 Winter Games together next year after being told Salt Lake City's preference is for 2034. and the other 3 candidates still in the race are finalizing bids for 2030.
I thought, is one of them New York? I think I heard something about New York getting in it before us. So
That'd be crazy if they made the high jump off of like the Empire State Building.
I could have been dreaming that. I don't know. I heard it somewhere.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I don't think I remember New York being in there, but for at least the 2030.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so. We're official for 2034 because we're the only people, right?
Well, they haven't had the official vote yet. They voted to have the vote.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's right. That's what I love
That's so
about
stupid.
politics, man.
Let's vote to vote.
Yeah. Look, we know we got to vote on this, but let's vote on whether or not we should do the vote.
I brought you guys all here today to just make sure, by a show of hands, would you like to vote for something else later? Yeah, we're good? Okay, then
we're going to have a vote
3
later.
months from now, we'll vote on what we just voted we want to vote on, but I'll call you 3 times before then.
And it might be they voted to move the vote for the 2034 up.
They might have voted to vote the new vote. Who knows
exactly.
anymore, man? That's what they do is they swindle you with all this information, and then you're like, I don't even know what's happening. I just know the Olympics are coming.
Yeah, New York.
Oh.
2028.
Oh,
And they bid for 2024 and 2028, I think.
That would have to be summer then.
Why?
Yeah,
Why would it have to be?
Because if it's 2028, that would make it the Summer Olympics because the winters are going to happen in 20.
Let me read the whole thing. Bids for 2024 and 2028 Summer Olympics. I just didn't read the whole thing, but I had heard that somewhere.
Hey, you and everybody on TikTok doesn't read the whole thing. It's cool. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, they say the Olympics are every 4 years, but technically it's every 2 because they alternate every 2 years between the summer and the winter.
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit, I think, on a previous episode, but going to be more construction, right? Plan to grow I-15. There's a plan to grow tracks here in the valley. There's always been a plan to do that. The latest news is that their plans have been announced for 200 South Reconstruction Project.
Mm-hmm.
And the Second South Reconstruction Project, they say it's been a long time coming. According to the transportation officials, it's the busiest transit street in Utah. And the upcoming changes are to make all the travel better. Sounds like a UDOT thing.
Yeah.
No offense, UDOT. But, I mean, have big plans, by all means. And I think you make big plans knowing those plans will be hacked and people are going to go through them with a fine-tooth comb, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And then you come to a happy medium. So maybe these are the big plans or maybe these are the happy medium plans.
I imagine we still have all the venues
we do, yeah. We're one of the
that,
places that we have.
Mm-hmm.
For Second South specifically, they're saying it's an incredibly important bus transit corridor. It connects key anchors to the University of Utah, Salt Lake Central Station on the west, but there's a lot of routes that regionally use Second South at some point. They're saying that when construction is in full swing, 34 buses travel on 200 South every hour, consisting of 12 different routes, and the numbers are only going to go up after construction finishes. And so what they're planning to do is widen that road, add a bike lane, add transit lanes, add things like that to make the flow of traffic there a lot better. And, I think it will help. It is a busy road.
Take public transportation. Don't drive.
Well, yeah, I mean, says no Utah ever. If you have the ability to. I mean, I saw the smog out there today. Y'all are making some crazy car farts.
Wait a minute. I think they're calling it haze these days.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We can't call it smog anymore. It's haze. That's the politically correct term.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think haze is smog with something else.
You guys use your imagination on that one. I am too. But on top of that, coming into just high density, there's another thing that I was reading. Second South being updated, I think that's great. I think Sugar House is a complete shit show when it comes to traffic.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
What do you do there? I don't know. You start building subways.
Aren't they doing reconstruction on 21st South too?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing reconstruction everywhere.
Yeah, Sugar House is just a fucking nightmare. And that's where I live, so.
I've heard that there's a particular Chick-fil-A in Sugar House that's a very big cause of contention because the drive-through bleeds over into the street.
That's one of the places I'll pay the extra few bucks and just have it door dashed.
Yeah.
So I don't have to deal with that area.
I've heard that people coming home in rush hour trying to get to their apartments or their houses in Sugar House, they get stuck in Chick-fil-A traffic out on the road. It's like, there's got to be a better solution to that.
Yeah. DoorDash. Love me some Chick-fil-A, though.
I don't know. That's what I do for that there because it's such a madhouse. So I'll just DoorDash it.
Maybe DoorDash and Uber Eats was ahead of their time. They're like, man, these cities are going to be so congested that everybody's going to pay $20 more for a Big Mac. I don't know. So we can expect I-15. I think that I-15 is going to be a battle because there's a lot of memes out there right now that say if you could put 30 lanes on I-15 and then they'll all just go slow anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's the way we drive in Utah. And God forbid it snows. One night it snows, all 30 lanes go down to one.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been there. You've been
yeah.
there before, right, Kurt?
Oh yeah.
You could be on a 6-lane highway if it's snowing heavy enough. Everybody's just following the guy in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for the one guy in a huge lifted truck that's going 80 in the shoulder. And it's like, there's one lane, dude. You're in the shoulder. You've got like a football field between us and you. You could be driving in the dirt for all we know.
He don't care.
He doesn't. He's got a big ass truck, man. God bless his soul.
We had snow. What was it? Friday night?
I would have been gone, but
You were gone. Yeah, I think
so.
we had. It wasn't so bad here, but I took a ride down to Linden
Yeah.
to pick up some tires, and it was a nightmare.
Was it whiteout?
It was. There was so much snow down
Sticking
there.
on the roads and everything
There
too?
was some idiot that I don't know how they did it, but they high centered their sedan car on a medium.
Well, how else are you going to eat your double-decker burrito from Taco Bell while not running into a median?
Like
Yeah.
it's snowing, people.
He was pissed off he didn't get sour cream.
Yeah.
Yelling at DoorDash. He delivered it to his car for some reason. I don't know. Story.
He was stuck on a median.
That's the thing. You just
really
pay
wide
attention.
one is because this wide as this table. His car was completely on top of it, and the tires were spinning. Like I don't know how that happened.
At least he was still trying to figure out whether he was stuck or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I think I'm stuck. All the
I'm
other
not going
traffic.
anywhere.
Everyone go sit on the hood.
Hey, could you all help me out? There was one thing driving back today that I did notice is it's right before 2 weeks before Christmas, right? There's not a lot of traffic on I-15. I think everybody's like, if we're going to travel, it'll be the week before or the week of, whatever. So it's an easy drive back. So going through like Beaver and Fillmore, the 2-lane I-15 area, it was nice. There was nobody on the road. You set the cruise control without somebody being like, I'm going 40 now. There was the semis were all courteous and having a great day. It was
Nice.
awesome. And then you hit like
Utah County.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to blanket say it, but you're right.
Well, I went with Utah County. I was really going to start at Provo.
I was trying to think of where it started, and I don't want to say like Santaquin because that's too
Payson.
early. Payson maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could because you just start seeing all these cars getting on the freeway. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, y'all don't work? Are you guys doing anything today? And then once you hit the main freeway, when it gets back to 6 lanes or 7 lanes, whatever it is, the game changes. Now
Did it open back up?
No, hell no.
No. Hmm.
It somehow
No.
gets more congested.
All of a sudden, there's a guy that looks like he's pretty much blind driving in the fast lane. I mean, I'm sure he's not legally blind, but he could have fooled me.
Was he holding his walking cane?
He
out the
could have
window?
been. I don't know. Either that or we just thought it was nice and warm out. But he's going like 4, and I'm in the I don't like driving in the total left lane, right? Because I'm not a consistent 10 mile and over speeder. I'll go like 5 over. I'll go 75 or whatever. That's
I'll do
not a big
9.
deal.
I'll do 9 over.
Sometimes I'll get 9 when I get really agitated. But then I look at my speedometer. I'm like, I'm not that agitated, because it makes me feel bad. But then because of that, people start doing random shit. When I was on the 2-lane road, if they're going faster than me and I'm in their way, I get over.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going faster than them and I'm in the right lane, they get over. But then you get in the city and people are like, oh hell no, I want to go fast as shit. I'm going all the way to the right lane.
Mm-hmm.
And they just get. And then you've got diesels that are like driving in between 2 lanes because they don't know what to do anymore. I just hope that the expansion of I-15 fixes some of that.
Nah.
You don't think so?
No.
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 Well, what do you think would? Like, what do you think they could do to I-15 to make it better? Put a bike lane in the middle?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like Denver did. They did. I don't know if it's like buses that go down the middle.
Yeah, but
and they
like
have
a
their own
transit lane, yeah.
Yeah, a transit lane.
It's like Jersey barriered off
Mhm,
so
yeah.
that you cannot get in there.
Yeah,
I think
they have their
LA
own exits and on ramps and stuff, so
Yeah.
they don't mix with traffic and they
Okay,
just go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So your idea is widen the freeway more, destroy all those businesses.
No, I didn't say
Yeah.
that.
Double decker.
Kick all those
Yeah.
people out of their homes.
All right, I have a better idea. Hoverboards.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Or, if you live close to Big Cottonwood Canyon, it might be a gondola.
It's not Big Cottonwood. It's Little Cottonwood.
Oh, they're doing it at Little Cottonwood?
Yep.
Oh, you're right. I always confuse those two. Can we get a medium Cottonwood Canyon? Little Cottonwood Canyon.
A gondola from the base all the way up?
That's the proposal.
So when I said that sounds like a great idea, but you looked at me like I was crazy.
Here's the thing.
There's a lot of lawsuits.
There is a lot of lawsuits that just came up. I believe that Sandy City, I think there's a water department is suing.
Yeah, I was just reading about it.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, first of all, the Little Cottonwood Canyon is watershed, so it provides drinking
Metropolitan Water District.
Yeah.
Salt Lake.
Metropolitan Water District, right?
Yep.
Sandy City is, and then I think Salt Lake City is suing them. Because it's watershed, and so you start putting in pylons for a gondola and just moving shit around. It's going to cause a problem, probably with groundwater. I don't know. I think they're also suing the Forest Service, which I thought was really weird. But the defendant also is... Who are the defendants? It should say in the article. I should have brought it up.
It's a long article on it.
I think one of them is the people that are trying to build that. The other is the Forest Service, and that's because they looked at Little Cottonwood Canyon Road as just a regular road that goes through a neighborhood, but it goes up a canyon it's beautiful, and it's a watershed, and it's crucial drinking water. And they're saying that the Forest Service didn't do justice on looking at the environmental impact of what would go on. And there's a lot of people that are for the gondola. I don't know. How do you feel, Ched?
I don't know. I can see both sides.
Would you ride it if it was built?
Probably not, because they're probably going to charge you $50 to go up and down.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I think about all the people that work up there and have to commute, and especially in the wintertime. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And any holiday or any powder day, the canyon's at a standstill. Yeah. Doesn't matter when, So,
and the gondola will move.
It will.
Less accidents. I don't know.
Yeah. In the sardine can.
I don't personally like gondolas, but
I don't know. I mean, I'd ride it once, but I never go up Little Cottonwood anyway. So,
what do you think about the impact? Like, you guys give me honestly think about it. Don't just be like, oh,
I think there's pros and cons.
Exactly.
That's the argument, though. Yeah. Let's argue it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea because I don't think it will solve that much of a traffic problem. Right? You're gonna create that much construction to shuttle a very small amount of people up the canyon.
Well, how many gondolas are they going to put? How fast do they go? How big are they? I mean, how many people fit in it? How many less cars are on the road? How many less
Let's
accidents,
just assume
pollution?
that it's about the same size as the tram at Snowbird.
Okay, so it's just one.
No, but we'll say that they have more cars than one.
Okay.
It's
going to be, I can't, I've seen the photos where there's you'd see more like the gondolas at the ski resorts.
Okay.
Maybe hold 10 people and.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And then,
man, those gotta move fast. That'd be a boring ride.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an outing.
So you'd make an event of it then.
I make an event of it. Yeah, I think.
But it wouldn't be something that would entice you to go up the canyon more because there's a gondola.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to save the money and drive up the canyon.
Okay. Yeah. So it doesn't solve the traffic problem, really. But would widening the road solve the traffic problem either? Or is that more environmental impact? I don't know. I'm not
I'd say that's probably going to be more environmental impact than...
I would think so.
A gondola.
I would think so, too.
Because look, there's
a river that runs all the way down that road, right?
Yeah, and then to widen that road, you're basically going to have to build up the mountain in a lot of places. Or tear it down.
But that's not going to be safe either.
Exactly.
It's not going to be great for the environment.
I don't know. I think it's a resort town. There's a lot of resort revenue, and when that shuts down, they're not making revenue. So I imagine there's, getting people up there safely.
Oh, I'm sure that it's all about, I'm sure money has a lot to do with it. That's a very fair point, right? Because if I'm Brighton, for example, I want a maximum amount of people getting up that canyon as fast as possible. I don't give a shit if you put an escalator up the whole damn canyon. Yeah. I want them up at my resort, which would be great, which would be awesome. I think that, you know what? They talked about this a long time ago. I don't know what happened to it, but the they were going to do a pass where it connected all the resorts, and there was like a lift or some type of gondola that would connect like Snowbird and Brighton and Park City. Maybe that would solve some of the problem.
Don't some of them do that already?
I think they sell passes that allow you to jump around, but I don't know. They don't have anything that directly connects them all.
All of them.
Which, I mean, wouldn't be super hard to do. Because if you ever look at it like on a real map,
it's not that
like
far.
Brighton's up right above Alta.
Yeah.
Like, because that Big Continental Canyon circles around and it ends up like above Alta.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, though, because once you're up there, I guess if you're at Snowbird and then your buddies are at Brighton, so then you want to go back down Big Cottonwood, up Little Cottonwood, then you're creating traffic. If you could just take a gondola over there, that'd be different. But I don't know. They've been sending me things in the mail forever, being like, vote for this or against it. You know, it's kind of like, it almost feels propaganda-ish because I've never dug into it enough, but I'm just curious what you guys would think about that.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't ride it in the winter. I don't ski or, snowboard or anything like that. I'm a summer mountain dweller.
Do you ever go up in the canyon during the winter at all?
Not usually, no.
Not usually. Not even to get... The only time I do is to get out of the haze. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm still making sure to use the right term. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, and I think it's all going to come down to circle back. It's all going to come down to the Olympics. The Olympics are going to bring a lot of money. Mm-hmm. They're going to bring a lot of expansion. Yep. The thing that we do have going for us is that we have all those facilities already. Mm-hmm. So I think that I would like to go to the Olympics now that I'm 21. It'd be cool.
Like to be in it, or just to go see it?
Just to go down to like the village. What they call it, Kurt?
Oh, I don't.
Olympic Village downtown.
Yeah, that's right.
We just go down there, and it was like the Budweiser tent is just always crazy. Like, I don't know if I really want to drink in there, but I want to get in.
Yeah.
And see what it's all about.
I'll go with you.
Okay, hell yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, we'll have our booth down there.
Maybe we can get tamed by the National Guard.
We'll sponsor a closing ceremony.
Yeah.
Chaz, I know you had some things.
I did. If you guys saw this, it's been a month or so ago now, but the sexy nomad calendar.
The what?
Yeah, the what?
Yeah, they called it the sexy nomad calendar. So it was put out by the Nomad Alliance group, and they worked with like homeless groups. So what they did, and I guess this is the third year now, they went and got a bunch of homeless men and took.
It's got a lot of controversy.
Sexy photos with these guys, like no shirts with like their shopping carts or their whatever, typically like where they would sleep. And so, but this alliance.
This has to be crazy.
Yeah.
I was just looking at it online. It is pretty crazy.
So it's a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
So like the Nomad Alliance, they had some partnership with the state, and word got out about this, and they've lost their partnership deal with getting money from the state and just from doing these provocative calendars.
We do live in a big city now.
We do.
I want to go back to St. George.
We're selling the sexy homeless of Utah.
I mean, what do the proceeds go to? Just to be
homeless?
I hope so. I hope they do.
That would be my guess.
I don't know. The proceeds go to McDonald's. That'd be weird.
Yeah, just they were a nonprofit that helps the homeless.
Mm-hmm. This is like a holiday season thing, right?
Yeah, I think so, but it was like a 12-month spread calendar.
Right. But I think that makes sense. I guess if they did that as like, well, if you
like a fundraiser,
money, it's kind of funny, maybe bad taste, but funny. To the right person. I don't know. Is it funny?
I don't think I would buy one.
Yeah, I don't. You haven't seen the calendar.
That's true. I'll get back to you on that.
You'll have to buy one and let us know. We got it.
Well, how much are they?
Yeah, I would say, I don't know. Is it much different than the firefighter calendars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
Maybe. I'll buy one of each.
I guess that's buy one get one.
Yeah,
that would be that's kind of fucked up.
Buy the Nomad, get the fireman.
During the holidays, all the charities come out, and I think that's a great thing to do.
It is.
Like sometimes I have a hard time thinking about gifts and stuff, but during the holiday season, especially, I kind of think about charities a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I have a bunch of like old hoodies that don't fit, and I'm like, man, I need to go get those donated.
Yeah, I do that every year. I kind of go through my stuff and it's important. Warm blankets, gloves, coats.
Oh, they always
you
need
know.
things. Yeah.
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 Give your
Socks.
time. Give your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Give some money.
Jeez.
I think it's important. It should be a year-round thing, but around this time, it's exceptionally important.
Well, it is year-round. I mean, you can donate anytime.
You can.
Ches, have you ever donated some things?
Oh yeah, definitely donated under the shelters to the whatever. Even just taking stuff to the DI, just so somebody else can get it cheap or whatever. So,
Kurt, I got a question for you. We had an episode where we talked about you being on the Buy Nothing, like Facebook page.
Yeah.
Would you prefer to list something there or donate it, or does it depend on what the item is?
Depends on what it is. If it's clothes, then I'm going to save it all in a box and give it to the shelters.
Yeah. But if it's like a lamp or something like that, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can't donate that to somebody under.
It's either you donate it, it's either find somebody to give it to, throw it away, or take it to the DI.
Yeah.
DI meaning Deseret Industries, but and then they just turn around and resell it. But I'd rather just give it away to somebody who's going to use it.
Yeah, somebody in need.
Mm-hmm.
Shelters, definitely.
We'll have to set something like that up.
We should.
We did it a long time ago.
a few years ago, we did one for the road home.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
long time ago. But yeah, we should do something like that again. Obviously not this year. We don't have anything. But if you do have things to donate, you can always go to the road home. You can drop it off there. I've done that.
Go to the food bank. Bag food.
Yeah, I mean,
give some time.
Look at where you're going. There's probably a shelter close to there, or road home or something that you can donate things to.
Yeah.
Part of the holiday season. Thank you all for listening. Whether you're for or against the apocalypse or the gondola or the expansion of Second South. Hope you have a good holiday season. We'll definitely have a few more episodes coming up. Next episode is episode 300.
that's going to be a big one.
Woo-hoo.
Look forward to that. I have no idea what we're going to do yet.
We'll
we have a little bit of an idea, but I have to surprise you guys with something. Like I have to do something that gets a great reaction out of you for 300.
Okay.
And I can't let you know what that is.
I'm up for surprises.
Maybe
No snakes.
Hey, Jess. Don't let them hear about this. But did you order the actual hot sauce, the Last Dab experience?
I have not.
Shit. Right. Well, it won't be that.
Yeah, it won't be that.
You guys didn't hear that. We'll figure something out. But thank you so much for all the listeners. We really appreciate the fact that you listen and that you're still here to support us, because without it, we can't do it. Go check out the Pearl on Main if you're bored and you want to see some live music. Other than that, just have a great week, and we'll catch you next week. This has been your Weekly InSalt. Oh, if only there was a gondola out of this fucking studio. No kidding.
Poor pizza.
Cost $50.
Could eat some pizza right now. Hungry.
Didn't you already eat?
I did, yeah.
I guess I'm always hungry for pizza.
I'm healing, so.